everybody! I'm out here again, backcountry camping, but this time I'm not by myself. I'm out here with my fur baby, my big old snugglepuss, my dog Shock, and my sweetheart as well. And we're not doing a rigorous trip. This is just a relaxing, we wanted to get away. Bass season is open, so we're going to be doing some fishing. And yeah, we're here for 2 nights on the same site. This is one of our favorites. It's a big, beautiful site. There's always lots of firewood. We can find standing deadwood. And as you can see behind me, this is just a gorgeous little tiny lake. It's beautiful. There's loons, there's geese, there's wood ducks, there's all kinds of fish. They've been jumping all afternoon. And we're really excited to be here. And yeah, pretty much it's going to be a quiet couple of days. I'm not sure if I'm going to film a whole lot because nothing terribly exciting is probably going to happen, but I'm hoping to show you some fish and obviously some big raging fires too. My partner and I have a game where we like to pick out beers, craft beers, based upon the activities that we'll be doing. This is what he picked out for me today. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. It is tasty though. So Shocks is a huge fan of our Eureka No Bug Zone. He just goes in there, chills out by himself, totally happy, away from the mosquitoes. Not that they really get through his fur, they just irritate him a bit. The beginning of our wood pile, our wood shed. This is what we've got processed so far. And we still have all of this to cut. This was here when we got here. And this is what we just dragged out of the woods a few minutes ago. So we're definitely good for tonight and probably tomorrow. It is softwood. It burns pretty quick, and we also like to have a pretty raging fire. I'll admit it. So when we got to our site, we noticed some animal signs. First off, we've got a turtle nest that's been raided by raccoons. You can see all the soft shells here. This looks old. This is probably in the last week. And then, if I walk over here a little bit, this was a little more disturbing because I'm pretty sure this was a bear looking for grubs and ants. And hopefully he got them all and he's moved on. But this is a pretty big section, probably about 4 feet around, all dug up. He might have been looking for turtle eggs too. There's a couple smaller holes, but no tracks. There hasn't been rain in a few days, so there's no mud to leave any good tracks. Not really sure what it was. Hey Shocks, you ready for bed? You want to go in the tent? Yeah? You're done, aren't you? It must be 7 o'clock. So these are our cots that we like to take camping. We've tried thermarest and blow-up mattresses, and honestly, these things are so comfortable. They're awkward to set up, and thankfully there's piles of YouTube videos to show you how. I won't get into it, but I will give you the highlights here. So these 2 shock-corded poles are the side rails of the cot. Now you connect a black and a silver together, so they're all connected. Now each pole gets 2 of these weird little hook things. So now you'll notice there's 2 extra poles. For 2 of these, you want to double it up. And you're actually going to, put it like this. Alright, I'm doing a horrible job of showing you this. Okay. It needs to be like this. 2 of them need to be like this. Now the doubled up one will go in the 2 middle spots, and you'll actually twist them like this. And it's this twist that gives you a lot of extra strength. And there's really no graceful way to show you this. But basically, you hook this guy in there, you pull up there, and clip it in. I'll show you the twisty ones because they're kind of weird. So you twist it like this. There we go. Ah, there's the extra one. And there it is. It's remarkably comfortable. I'm really surprised. I get on here and then my 80-pound dog hops on with me, and I don't feel those poles underneath me at all. You're suspended up off the ground, but not too high. I find it doesn't make any noise when you roll around. And these side parts, they almost keep you in here so you don't slide off in the middle of the night or anything. So there are a lot of companies that make these, and I'll admit this is the cheap Amazon version of that, and I've been very happy with it. What I didn't mention, and I should have, is they actually come in 2 different sizes. That one's mine. It's a little narrower. This one's a couple inches wider. But yeah, basically, they're very comfy. Lots of room. Not a lot of bounce to them or anything, but they are cozy. So this is the cots inside the tent. The dog sleeps on the thermarest in the center. That's his favorite, except first thing in the morning he's got to cuddle, so he usually hops up with me. The only drawback really with these things, if I can't set them up in the tent, because you have to put those side poles in, that's like double the length of my tent. It doesn't work. So I do have to assemble them outside and then put them in. But not that big a deal, especially because they're so comfortable. I definitely feel the need to redeem myself. My last time out, I struggled to get a fire going with birch bark. I'm going to try again today. I mean, fire starters are great. That's why I have a fire kit, but it is a lot of fun to get it going with birch bark. There we go. Maybe? Nope. Well, that was a big tease. Here we go. Alright, we'll see if we can do that again tomorrow. But that wasn't too bad. So somebody was kind enough to leave this hunk of old barbecue grill that we're going to use to cook on. But to do that, I have to kind of cantilever it out over the fire. And that's what I mean. Basically, I'll build the fire up under there, my pot will sit here, over top, we're good to go. So we got a nice fire going here, but we're going to have to let that burn down a bit before we cook dinner. A little too much flamage. So we've let the fire burn down a little bit, and it's time to make dinner. Dinner tonight is butter chicken. It's not a dehydrated meal. It's leftovers from last night, actually. Just a homemade butter chicken recipe, lots of rice, will be really filling and good. So I'll give you a view in our food barrel here. Our only fresh meals for this trip was dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow. So I freeze a little child's water bottle and put it just with the 2 fresh meals. So here's the butter chicken. And then breakfast is actually pre-cooked bacon and hard-boiled eggs. And then there's just some hard cheese in there as well. So here's my butter chicken. It's still cold. So I'll add a tiny bit of water of that and then just heat it up over the fire. I'll let that warm up. Oh yeah, here we go. That's only going to be a couple more minutes, and we'll be good to eat. So a good habit to get into is before digging into your food, is getting a little bit of water in your pot and putting it right back on the grill to heat up for dishwater. It doesn't take very much. Oh, my eyes are watering. I got a nice big face full of smoke there. Here we go. So I'm going to put that on. We're going to put a couple more logs on the fire and then I'll eat. So cool, you can see the reflection of the sun off the lake on the canoe. So our next camp chore is hanging a rope so we can hang our food up. Well, we put our food in a barrel. That barrel is not designed to keep bears out of it. A bear could just hop and bounce on that thing and just pop it open and eat all of our stuff. So by hanging it up in a tree, we remove that opportunity basically. As well, it's the little critters that really get into your food. It's the raccoons and the red squirrels and chipmunks that just wreak havoc. So we've got a great tree here. I'll move the camera to a better angle. Hopefully you'll see me tossing the rope up. But basically I have a rope that has a metal carabiner that's threaded that closes. Probably called a C-ring actually. And the weight of that helps me to toss the rope up and over the tree. And the second part of our system is I then put another rope through this, and this metal ring works like a pulley, essentially. So that's the plan, anyway. when we're done eating, and we've had all our snacks, we will tie this end of the rope to our food barrel, and we'll hoist it up there, and we'll tie this off to this branch here. And our food, this is a really great branch because there's actually a divot in the ground here, so it's a good 12, 14 feet up in the air, which is going to be ideal. This is one of those tasks you want to get done before it gets dark and before you've had too much wine. Well, we've done some lovely evening fishing. It's actually getting late. I think it's after 9 o'clock. But we are at our time of the year when our days are really long. We get a lot of sunlight. So now we're enjoying some red wine, hanging out down by the shore, listening to all the evening birds, and watching the sunset. It's pretty nice right now. We definitely caught some keeper fish, and I just saw a turtle head poke up out of the water. That's hilarious. Yeah, tomorrow we'll get out in the boat and we'll catch some nice big bass, I think. Absolutely. But for now, we're just enjoying the view. Look at that Mirror Lake. Just stunning. That is a little turtle. Popped up out of the water. Right offshore. Like, here's the shore. He just keeps popping his head up and checking us out. Oh, there he goes. Good morning. Shocks and I are on the get the food barrel walk here. We had a pretty good night. It got a lot cooler than expected. But not too bad. It's a quiet night. We all slept well. Now it's time to get breakfast. Down out of the tree. All right. think I've figured it out. I need long curls pulled up on my birch bark. They like to go. I should probably explain the Pepsi bottle. Completely forgot 2 full Nalgene's of water in the fridge. Remember partway out here, so we had to stop. Well, we stopped to get Subway for lunch anyways, so these are our water bottles this weekend. They're working pretty good, actually. Helping? No, I don't need any help, but... No. Alrighty. So my hack for toothpaste that isn't too smelly out on the trail is a little bit of baking soda in a container. Oh, you're not helping, bud. You are not helping. Yeah. You're hilarious. One of our favorite breakfasts is bacon and eggs, but to make it a little bit more safe with wildlife, I pre-cook all the bacon and I hard-boil the eggs. This way, really, we're just heating everything up, and it cooks up really, really fast. So we're exploring a little island, and we've got a few ripe blueberries. They're really tiny though, and very tart. Yummy. Go on, bud. And our campsite is across the lake over there. So, we've decided to portage across into Lower Crane Lake. Just a short portage, 200 meters. We're going to have a little tour, do some fishing, have some lunch, and do some exploring. Froggies. Lots and lots of froggies. So we've got some leeches. I'm hoping you can see them swimming in the water. Not the kind of wildlife we typically like to see. Oh, I think you can see them. Little buggers. And then over here, we've got hundreds of little minnows all swimming around. This lake's been fun so far. We've seen 2 giant snapping turtles. I think we got a picture of one of them. Kingfisher hunting. A heron hunting. Loons. Yeah, Lower Crane Lake is pretty exciting. And lastly, and I'm risking a leech to get this shot. Oh, he swam away. There's giant fat tadpoles in here that are like that big around. They're huge. Don't quite have their legs yet. So I've caught a leech in my cup when I went down to rinse it out. And for anybody who's never actually seen one before, they're actually quite beautiful. They've got these weird orange dots all down their back, and then their belly is orange as well. Oh, and the dog is stealing wood out of the fire pit. Yeah, so I'm going to put him back. They do make good bait for fishing, but in order to use them, you have to actually touch them. I'm not quite going to do that. You're probably so sick of me talking about bloodsuckers and leeches, and I hope you can see this, but right there is a leech with a little leech or bloodsucker attached to him. I did not know they would feed off of each other. There, can you see it? That is, nature is very cool. Like leech cannibalism. So weird. We gotta get out of this bloodsucker bay. It's creepy. Ugh, it's coming back. You having fun, buddy? It's getting warm. We're gonna go back in the water and then we're gonna head back to the site, I think. You got bark on, a little bit of something on your tongue. Isn't that cool? I'm pretty sure they're one of those ones that eats bugs. It captures them in there. And they shoot up these really beautiful orchid-looking things. So one of our favorite lunches is we like to do charcuterie. So we've got Hungarian dry salami. We've got kalmata and green olives. We have hard cheddar with caramelized onions, dill pickles, and then our favorite crackers, which are the roasted red pepper and basil wheat thins. They're pretty tasty. Yeah, so this just takes a couple minutes to cut stuff up. The salami does not need to be refrigerated. Hard cheese is fine if stored at cold temperatures and vacuum sealed and not open until you're going to use it. And pickles and olives are perfectly safe as long as they're kept in their own brine. It's a real nice treat. Oh, he's going deeper. The lake is just like glass right now. Just incredible. A little after 7. We've seen some fish jump. Thought I'd get out here quick. See if I can catch some fish to add to supper. That is quite the unusual break in the trees. No portage there. Interesting. Weird. Alright, a couple more casts and I'm going to head back. That's some nice firewood up there. Check that out. Whew. A little far from camp though. We've got lots. So I rescued this little guy. I scooped him out of the lake. Now he won't let go of my finger. And it's very awkward trying to paddle. This little guy just won't let go. He's been here for like 5 minutes now. Just chilling, drying off, I guess. Alright, so I've decided my issue with the whole birch bark fire lighting is when I fluff it up, I need to try to make long curls. It's those curls that are going to catch the spark. And this is what I'm talking about here. It's definitely more successful when I've got these little bits of curls poking up. There we go. That in there. A little more birch bark on there. You comfy in your no bug zone? Yeah. Nice and shady. Nice and quiet in there. Dinner tonight is a favorite of ours. It's actually Moroccan couscous with roasted vegetables and chickpeas. And it's a meal that I dehydrated, and we're going to rehydrate over the fire and have. And maybe fish, because I think he just caught a fish. That's awesome. So there will be a separate video on how to make this meal. It'll be in my Kitchen to Campfire playlist. Start to finish, everything you need to know to make this. But here in camp, it's pretty easy. I'll bring you closer so you can see what I'm doing. I simply want to cover the food with water. Put the lid on, put it over the heat. So to cook this, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to bring it up to a boil and then kind of simmer it a bit. We're not quite there yet. Simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. Kind of check, make sure the biggest pieces are soft. And then you're going to take it off the heat and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Alright, so we've got a little simmer going on. We'll keep this up for a few more minutes. I might actually add a little more fluid to that. So this is good to go to come off the heat. And we're just going to let it sit for a few minutes. Alright, we're all cooked up here. And then like every night, I'm going to go put some water right into this pot, put it back on the heat so we have warm dishwater. And that's it. That's our Moroccan couscous. Super yummy. Listening to my favorite murder podcast, The Raging Fire, because now I'm all freaked out about serial killers and cannibalism and murders on Greyhound buses. So much fun. Good morning. It's our last morning here. We're going to get packed up and head home shortly. It's beautiful. There's a light breeze, but it's quite warm. Deer flying around my head. So we're going to have some coffee and some oatmeal, get all of our stuff packed up, get on the road, and get going home. It's been a beautiful couple of days. Nice sleeps, good weather. Yeah, we've had a good time. go. I'm definitely still struggling with putting it away. It's just finicky to get the right fold so you can slide that fabric through all those little loops. But once it's away, it's quite compact, small, lightweight, but still super comfortable. Okay, so we're all packed up. Shocks and I are just doing our last kind of visual inspection, making sure we didn't leave any garbage around. How's it looking, bud? Pretty good? And we have stirred the fire pit with multiple buckets of water. It's cold. The grill's there. Didn't leave any equipment over here. We've left a nice pile of wood for the next people, already chopped up, and then a couple of nice big logs over here that they can chop up, so they'll be set. Yeah, I think we're all good to go. This little table was here. We didn't use it too much, mostly it just became a spot where gear collected, but handy to have. Alright, you ready, bud? You ready to go? I think it's that time. Saying goodbye to the site. Ugly big boy. Yeah. Alright, so we are on our way out. We're just paddling through Bentshoe Lake to get back to the put-in. We had a great trip. We caught piles and piles of bass, just no big ones that were really worth keeping, so no fish fry this trip, but definitely next one. If there's anything you'd like to see, camping related, gear related, camping hacks or tricks, let me know in the comments and we'll definitely include them in the next video. Otherwise, we're getting home because in 5 days we leave on a 6-day trip. I've got some serious food prep to do, some dehydrating, meals to get sorted, some gear to get fixed and sorted. So this was probably shouldn't have done this trip considering how much prep we have to do, but it was worth it. We had a great time. So thanks for watching and we'll see you soon.